Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Tales of Graces F Remastered. So dear viewers, Tales of Graces F originally released all the way back in 2010. A year I remember fondly as the year I played a hell of a lot of video games, oh my. But we are not here to talk about just any video game. We are here to talk about Tales of Graces F. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Bertrum, you're probably wondering,
what is this?
Tales of Graces F was the 12th main installment of the Tales series, a series of action role-playing video games developed by Namco Tales Studio. The story of this game is set in the world of Ifenia and follows Asbel Lant, who, as a child, that means as a young person, befriends an amnesiac girl. Amnesiac means she has forgotten everything, even how to use the toilet. So anyway, Asbel befriends this girl, witnesses her death, and then reunites with her 7 years later. And that's all I'm going to tell you without actually spoiling the story for this game, dear viewers. But rest assured, there's the usual dickhead who wants to destroy the world, political shenanigans, themes of friendship, all of that good shit. So let's review this video game the only way I know how, badly. And let's start with what I love about Tales of Graces F Remastered. I already briefly mentioned the game's story, but this is one of my favorites in the Tales of series. It has absolutely everything that I look for in these kind of video games. Themes of friendship, love, a bit more friendship, joining together to stop some threat that's trying to destroy the world. And this game for me has one of the series' best antagonists. That means bad guy. There's also some secondary villains who are not too shabby themselves. The amnesiac girl that I mentioned plays quite a central part of this story, and a lot of the emotion in the game comes from her scenes with Asbel himself, as well as with the other characters. All in all, I absolutely love this story, and seeing it remastered so lovingly well. That just tickles my bum cheeks in a way I haven't felt since 1997. 'Twas a different time. Speaking of lovingly remastered, though this is a PlayStation 3 title, in fact the original Tales of Graces was a Japanese exclusive Wii game. Whatever the developers have done to remaster this game, they've done a splendid job. Everything from the gameplay, the in-engine cutscenes, the wonderful anime cutscenes. Everything looks fantastic, even by today's standards. In fact, I played a lot of modern action RPGs which, frankly, look like the remnants of my toilet after I have spent a particularly busy evening eating nothing but curry, compared to this game. The Tales series has always been one with anime visuals, colourful graphics, and thankfully Tales of Graces F, and more importantly, this remaster carries on that tradition. Something I should have mentioned when I was talking about the story, but like most of the Tales of games, I absolutely love our cast of characters here. And I think that's rather important in an RPG. If we don't like the characters, then why the hell are we going to give a damn when something bad or sad or mad happens to them? So yes, wonderful cast of characters. I always play these games with the English dub. I can't really recall a Tales of game where there is no English dub. But anyway, the English dub here is absolutely stupendous, as it usually is, to be fair. I don't think anything was re-recorded for this remaster though. I could be mistaken. All sounds as wonderful as it did in the PlayStation 3 version as far as I'm concerned. What is new here though is that we get an additional chapter to the main game. A kind of epilogue of sorts that I think is exclusive to this remastered version of the game. And I was very happy to get some new content that I hadn't seen before. So well done, Bandai Namco, for adding that. Or whosever idea it was to add that. Give that person a complimentary back massage. And if it was more than one person's idea to add the additional chapter, then make sure you give each and every one of them a complimentary back massage. To go along with this splendid voice acting that I mentioned earlier, this game has a marvelous soundtrack because, of course it does. If you played any of the Tales of games, you know that they all have wonderful soundtracks. I feel like everything I'm saying could be applied to most of the games in the Tales of series, but that's really how good this series is. The open world, that's here. The excellent action RPG gameplay, the art system, that's it as well. So I've been rather nice about this game, but was there anything I didn't like so much about Tales of Graces F Remastered? I only have two very minor nitpicks. One is that there is no fast travel system in the game. Well, allow me to correct myself. You can fast travel when you get to the final boss. But before that, you'll have to do a lot of backtracking, running through areas you've ran through 50 times before. And while it's not the most excruciating thing in the world, I think adding a fast travel system would have just quickened up the pace a little bit, especially when we get into the back half of the game, when there's quite a lot of running back to areas you've already been to before. And also, this is a me thing, I'm not the biggest fan of environmental puzzles in dungeons in these RPG video games. You know, find a key to unlock this door, find out what's the correct warp point to use so you can progress forward, move these blocks so you can get access to the toilet or whatever. I'm just not the biggest fan of those types of puzzles in RPGs inside the dungeons, especially when you get to the end of the game. And that final dungeon gets really dragged out with trying to figure out where to go, what to do, pick up this color orb to put on this pedestal, and all that other garbage. But like I say, two very minor nitpicks in what is still one of my favorite Tales of video games. So if for some bizarre reason you've not played Graces F, well, now is your perfect opportunity to do so. Therefore, I declare that Tales of Graces F Remastered is splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.